Okay, back with a little video here. Going to work on this is a baritone ukulele. I think it's got 19 frets, if I'm not mistaken, is what I counted. Got the strings pulled off. It's a Kent, made in Japan, probably around 1967. I just wanted to show this. Going to work on it and try to move and give you some shots on what I do to fix it. Frets look good on it. I love the little pearl inlays here. It's got the colors in them. The Kent sticker's gone here, but that one's in there. And on the back, this thing has got Japan inscribed. I don't know if you can see that there or not. And so we do have to, we've got to glue this back. I don't know what happened to it. There's a little small place here. I don't know if somebody sat down on it or what. Inside don't look too bad. There's a, I don't know if you can see, there's a couple of little pieces of chipped wood in there I may have to fix, but I don't think that's going to harm it too bad. And like I say, I've got to put this back down, and the rest of it's real good, so it shouldn't be no problem to fix this. So we're going to see what we can do with this, and hope you enjoy the video and get something out of it. I'm using tight bond glue, that over there, original, and that's all I need. And you'll see, I'm going to take this dowel rod. I've got some glue on the end of it. This is the best way for me to do this. And I want to get that right up under there. It's about like working with a dentist working on your teeth. And I'm going to put some on both sides of that. And I'm going to push that back down. And I may put just a little bit more. What I did is put it in the lid of that tight bond. And I do have a video on how to restore that tight bond glue. If you've got some, don't throw it away if it's getting a little thick. You can add some water to it. There's a good video on there that you can see on that. And what I'm going to do now is lay this stick down and take another one. Go back in here and push down on this. I had it down at one time just knowing that it would hold. So you can't see what I'm doing there, but I've got that pushed down. Okay, you'll see a little glue in there. I'm shining a light down in there, but I got those little sliver pieces of wood sticking up back down in place. And that glue, when it dries, it will vanish. You won't see it. And so just I had to use the dowel rod, and also had to use a little screwdriver to put some glue on the edge just to get it up under that last piece that was sticking up like a splinter. And I hope that helps you a little bit. Now I'm going to load this dowel rod up with glue and go down on the inside of this and catch that crack all the way back around and come back up to where it stops at. That right there piece has set up enough to where it's looking better and it's starting to dry and it's holding down. But I'm going to use the dowel rod. You can go through the top on the crack like this and open the crack up and take something real thin and slip glue down in there. You can use something like this. That's a nail file thing, or you can use a piece of wood like this right here. You can slip glue in there like that. But I'm going to use the dowel rod on this case and go down inside there and start at the very back and come all the way up with that dowel rod right there. And I got enough of glue in there. It shouldn't take much. And so I'm just going to squeeze out. And then I'm going to find a clamp up here too, just to stick on it. So I got some clamps. I don't know which one I'll use, but that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, I did get the glue down in there with that dowel rod, and I used the screwdriver too a little bit to get down in the edge, and I had to bring it apart just a little bit here with I don't even know what I done with it. That piece I had a while ago, well, don't know where I laid it. Here it is right here. I had to kind of just pry it apart just in a skinny area to just get some glue down in there. So you can use anything like this. This is real thin, or that, like I say, that piece of wood there, it's got a real thin end. But that's the best I could do on this. I'm sure there's some out there that could do a lot better. But once this dries, I'll just kind of clean this off a little bit. And there's some little places there that was chipped, and I'm going to try to fix them. I ain't really worried so much about that, but, you know, it's just a project. And but there's a little glue coming out. That's what I want. And by the way, I'm going to say this. I'm going to turn this thing over. These clamps come from Harbor Freight. This one here didn't do too good. This one and that one wasn't too bad, but I'll say if you're going to buy clamps for working on the guitar, the Irwin is probably about as good as you can get. Those things there, they'll hold, they come up tighter, and I believe they're worth paying more money for. These are not too bad, but they come from Harbor Freight. A guy told me, say if you buy something from Harbor Freight and you try to sell it, don't tell them. That's just a joke. Harbor Freight, I love Harbor Freight stuff. There ain't nothing wrong with Harbor Freight. But I do like these Irwin clamps better if you're clamping on a guitar. So this thing will be dry by tomorrow morning. And I may go ahead and put this nut in. And I'm going to just glue it with some temporary, just barely temporary glue. I don't really want to put it in too tight because I want to make sure if I have to file this thing down or take some off the bottom, I want them strings to be laid down right. This neck is real straight. It's in good shape. And I'm just curious at how this little thing will sound. And I'll let you hear it when I get done. I'm ready to do some more to it. So we'll see what's happening. I believe I got enough in there. So I'm getting ready to wipe that excess off after I clamp it down. Like I say, this glue here sets up fast. Don't worry, I'm going to put a clamp on this thing. Okay, I did have to stick this little piece of wood here on there just to get that to pull down right. And I've got a different clamp and I couldn't find it. I don't know where it's at, but I've got it somewheres. And I've got a clamp for a bridge also to fix bridges with. But so I've got it now pulled down. So tomorrow it should be good and tight. I did stick this on temporarily. I used a little bit of that tight bond. As a matter of fact, I just moved it a little then. So I want to see how this thing, does. I'm going to put something on there to hold that better. But so this is what I've got right now. And so we'll get back to this and I'll show you the finished results. Okay, I just added some extra glue on the other side where there was a thin crack. I used a little wooden piece of wood I had and laid it down there. Opened it up with this thing right here, just enough for the stuff to run down in. I use a bottle like that and put it on there. So it's in there now, and I'm going to put one clamp on it. I'll take the clamps off the other side. I'm going to put one clamp on it, so everything should be good on that. And I did get that glued in, the nut, and I'm going to put a saddle in it, string it up. We're going to see what it sounds like. So I did fix that little spot that was here on the corner that was sticking out. Don't want to get no splinter in your finger, so I use this. I got glue up under that, and I use this to pull it tight. About 10 minutes is all it's going to take to hold it. And this was the place down here that I had a thin line crack. I already fixed a crack on the other side, and I just stuck this one Irwin quick clamp on there to hold it. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it'll hold. Don't take long for that stuff just to grab. But I may leave this one on longer, but this one here, I'll take it off sooner. Won't take much to hold that. Okay. I got the old strings back on there. I did not put the new strings on it that I will put on later, but I was checking it out first. This is not too bad. I may take everything off and glue that in. I like that okay. Have a little buzz up here. But I need a saddle a little taller, and this is a nail, and I've got a piece of this that I may work on to put in here to raise these strings just enough so they don't buzz up here, and it doesn't sound bad. it's got a decent sound. Strings are still stretching a little bit. Might be off a hair there, but not too bad. So that gives you an idea of what it sounds like. Okay, I'm not a ukulele player. I'll just let you know that right off the top. It's not one of my instruments that I really want to play. But I'll give you a little bit. Just letting you hear the sound of it, that's the main thing. On this later on, and I just did this to put it back together, and it's not perfect, but hey, it's a Kent ukulele, and that's what it is. And I did glue everything the best I'm going to glue it, because it's not worth, it's just an experimental piece, working on it. So like I said, it was made in Japan, and the tuners turned pretty good. And these strings do stretch. It's just like a classical guitar. You have to keep tuning them most of the time until you get them to that place to where they don't go or break down anymore. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Thank you much for watching.